Hey guys, it's Jay. Welcome back to my channel where we discuss popular culture of the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Well, I'm back. San Diego Comic-Con was a lot of fun. It was almost 3 weeks ago. But it's taken me a little bit of time to recover. I had to go back to work, do a whole bunch of things, and really get reset to get my life back in order. I gotta tell you, Comic-Con is a big deal, and it really does drain the life out of you. If you looked at any of the videos that I've vlogged, you'll realize that hunting for exclusives is not all it's cracked up to be. But I still had a lot of fun, and I brought home a lot of things. So today, I wanted to go through just a few of the things that I was able to bring home. Let's take a look. So, I didn't do as much shopping as I did last time I was in San Diego, but I still was able to bring home some really neat things, and I wanted to share that with you guys today. I was really looking for stuff which connected to my channel, you know, retro stuff, 80s culture, cartoons, things that I loved back in the day. And you know what? I was surprisingly able to find quite a few things from back in the day, or at least new things, which are based on stuff from back in the day. But before we get started with that, I did want to show you a few of the little trinkets that I was able to pick up, which I thought were kind of neat. The first things that I was able to pick up were actually freebies. When I was at a booth which was promoting Cloak and Dagger, the new Marvel TV series that's about to come out, I was able to pick up both the Cloak pin, which they were handing out, tiny little exclusives at San Diego Comic-Con, and I was able to also pick up, the next day, the Dagger pin. These are really cool little pins which Marvel has created to commemorate the actual release of the series, and they're kind of neat. They're more like silhouettes depicting what the characters you know, look like, or at least the symbolism behind them. So as you can see here, Cloak is quite literally a cloak. It's a very nice pin. It's an enamel pin with black enamel, and surrounding it, I believe, is the backer. It's actually, yeah, it looks like a gold type material, and it pins on with a tiny little round safety pin at the back. Really, really cool. And of course, the backer card itself shows the actor who is portraying Cloak. But yeah, really cool pin design. Really glad that I was able to get this. I'm actually a fan of the old Cloak and Dagger Marvel comics, so I'm really happy to actually see this series come to light. The other pin, of course, is the Dagger pin, showing the actress here on the back. It also has the pin itself, and it is in the shape of a white dagger. It's an enamel pin, white enamel in the front, and again, the gold backing, and once again, the little round safety pin in the back. Yeah, really cool stuff. Really happy I was able to get these two. Now, lining up for the exclusives was quite the ordeal. I was almost unable to get anything I really wanted. The Superman exclusive, for example, from Hot Wheels, was one of the things that David and I really tried to get. And unfortunately, we both sort of were unable to obtain this wonderful little Hot Wheels collectible. What I was able to get while I was in that line, that gigantic line, was this. It's actually one of the Star Wars exclusive toys from, I believe it's the Battle Rollers series. And this one is a little exclusive for the Star Wars new movies. As you can see, it's the Millennium Falcon. And you can see those little, I don't know what they're called, but they were the little flying creatures that were on the planet where Luke Skywalker was hiding out. And these guys have become a little bit of a fan favorite. Obviously, Chewbacca didn't eat them, which was a lot of fun, I guess. I do have a little issue with that because Chewbacca is a carnivore. But you know what? Pokemon seem to be a big thing. Pokemon type creatures in the new Star Wars series seem to be popping up everywhere. They had those crystal feral foxes in the Last Jedi. They had these little guys. They had a whole bunch of things in the movies, and it was really awesome to see. This one's kind of neat. I haven't opened it yet, but I was able to get a few of these, and you know what? They're actually pretty cool. I'm going to do a full review on all these toys, so I hope you guys take a look at that. For anyone who followed my adventures all the way through, you will realize that I woke up every morning, 5 a.m., to 8 a.m. just to try and get into line for the Bandai exclusives. Unfortunately, I didn't get them. I really apologize to Dan, but I tried my best. But one of the consolation prizes for actually going through all that hell, I was able to pick up one item, which I really wanted. It's the Baymax exclusive Comic-Con die-cast figure. This is going to be awesome, and I really want to do a full review on this. As everyone knows, I'm really into giant robots. Baymax isn't exactly a giant robot, but he continues that tradition of Japanese-inspired robots. And I really did love the Big Hero 6 movie, so I'm really looking forward to reviewing this particular figure. Hope you guys look forward to that. Now for something just a little bit different. You guys know, or probably don't know yet, but I am a huge Masters of the Universe fan. And I was hoping to find something which wouldn't break the bank while I was down there in San Diego. Luckily, I was able to find a few little fun items, which I thought were kind of cool, and were exclusive to San Diego Comic-Con this year. Mattel, the creators of Masters of the Universe, they came out with some really fun items. Mostly, the ones I was able to pick up were these fun, sorry, there are a bunch of them here, but they are these fun masks. These fun Masters of the Universe masks, which I don't know how accurate they are, but they're supposed to depict He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. And they're all variations on He-Man masks. So this one obviously is the man of the actual series, He-Man of the Masters of the Universe. And it's a pretty cool mask. You know, I wouldn't wear it at Halloween or anything like that, but it's just one of these little cool trinkets that are, I suppose, collectible. I'm going to do a full review on them, but just to let you know, they're made of a foam-like material. They're kind of like pliable. They're not like the back in the day when you were a kid, the really rigid plastic. No, these are actually kind of flexible. The packaging is really interesting. As you can see, it's just got much like a very traditional Halloween mask. It's in a poly bag with this little tab at the top. It has He-Man's face over here, the Masters of the Universe logo on this side. And if we flip it around, there's some warnings about, choking hazards and stuff. But this over here shows you all the masks in the line, which is really cool. They were on sale, I think, for $15 or $20, and I picked up the 4 sets. So I've actually got every single one of these masks, which is really cool. And of course, you can see the awesome He-Man transformation sequence right here, which is really awesome. Yeah, I'm really actually kind of happy with these masks. I got to tell you though, it was kind of hard getting these to fit in my bag without destroying them. I had to come up with some creative ways to do it. Now, I have an entire set of these from Mattel, but I wanted to go and do a full review on these for you guys, so stay tuned for that. One other thing I did want to show you guys was there was one more really neat item. I'm not sure I'm going to be wearing this, but it is the Princess of Power She-Ra tiara. Now that is a really cool thing. I really adore this. There's a pun for you. It's a really cool tiara. It does kind of fits over your head. Again, it's made of that pliable material. I'm going to do a full review on this, but it's really neat. Love the Princess of Power logo. Swiftwind here with She-Ra herself, and on the back, it's an homage to the old school packaging from Mattel. We can see the She-Ra with her flowing hair here, and a small battle sequence between her and Catra. And I loved these old school painted designs that that Mattel used to do back in the day. And you know what? They've continued that tradition here. You can actually see an entire sequence: Glimmer and Scorpia. All these really cool characters. Shadow Weaver. Really awesome. I can actually see Bo and Hordak dueling it out. Really cool stuff. Again, I'm gonna do a full review on this, all the masks in one episode. I think you guys will enjoy that too. Love what Mattel was doing with these. They were so much fun, really creative. And Mattel is a brand, I really miss their stuff. They don't really create too many more original series anymore. It's really too bad. So, while I was there, I really was not expecting to find anything else from the 80s other than Mattel, because they keep bringing out reissues of Masters of the Universe. Luckily, one of my go-to stops, Toynami, was still releasing Robotech toys. And I couldn't believe that they were still doing this. So I had to take the opportunity when I found this particular item to really take a look. And I couldn't resist and had to pick it up. I'm talking about the limited edition Robotech figures. I'm going to do a full review on these, but come on. Robotech? Who's still making Robotech toys? You know, after anime came out and became super, super popular, I think that a lot of people started having a disdain for Robotech, and, you know, the wonderful dubbing that, you know, Harmony Gold and Carl Mayak, you know, was able to do and bring anime to the forefront. I think a lot of people forget about the fact, the history of anime in Western society, and the fact that, you know, companies had to come back. They had to take something which didn't really come from North America, hodgepodge it into some sort of like viable television series which could be syndicated. And you have to remember that back in the day, in order to become a syndicated television show, you had to have something like 132 episodes, or a minimum of, I think, 72 episodes. So Robotech was an amalgamation of several different series, the main one, of course, being Macross. And that's actually where we get Min-May and, you know, Roy Fokker, Rick Hunter, you know, Max Sterling and Mira here. You know, they're all from the actual Macross series. And, you know, a lot of people sort of turn their nose up at Robotech. But you know what? You got to remember that this is where the roots of anime came from. So I really wanted to pick this up and to remember, you know, Lin Min-May is one of the characters who actually didn't have her name changed. Min-May, though, it's definitely synonymous with the series. So definitely had to pick this up. I'll do a full review on all the characters someday, and I really hope you guys enjoy that. So, for those of you who were watching all of my vlogs intently, you know that I spent quite a bit of time at the Super 7 headquarters trying to pick something up. I really, really, really wanted this figure. This was actually my one true win of the entire Comic-Con experience for this year, because I was going there specifically to try and get this. As I just stated, I am a huge fan of Masters of the Universe, and as such, one of the memes which kind of sparked interest in the Masters of the Universe series again really did catch my attention while I was there, and I really had to get this. It is the Laughing Prince Adam exclusive. Well, I say exclusive, but I realized afterwards it wasn't exclusive. You could actually pre-order this. I didn't know that. You could actually pre-order this on the Super 7 website. And apparently it went up for sale as well directly after Comic-Con. Mind you, I would not have changed or given up the experience for a lifetime. I met so many cool people in line. A lot of awesome people were there, and just like we spent the better part of 3 hours trying to get this figure, and it was quite the experience, because 3 hours is quite a long time, I gotta tell you, to be standing in line. Comic-Con, this was an event which was outside of Comic-Con. It was actually at the Super 7 headquarters, and yeah, 3 hours is a long time to be making people wait. So a lot of us, while we were there, we were just swapping stories about Masters of the Universe, and that's so great. I met a dad and his 2 kids. Yes, they were kids, like young kids, and I really, really thought that was awesome, because as I was talking to them, I realized that he was actually there for his kids. I mean, he grew up with Masters of the Universe, but his kids were the ones who wanted some exclusive figures. This one in particular he wanted, but they wanted shirts, because apparently, you know, some of their favorite figures were She-Ra and He-Man and Trapjaw, and I thought that was so amazing. This dad was actually raising his kids right, in my opinion. He was actually bringing kids and his kids and teaching them about, you know, the old school cartoons and playing with toys. I really appreciated that, and I loved talking to him and his family. It was really, really cool. It was way past their bedtime, I got to tell you, but you know, I think we were able to let that slide just once. So I was super excited when I was able to finally get to the door and pick up my own copy of The Laughing Prince Adam. Now, this I'm going to do a huge review on. I really, really love this character. The meme that it comes from, I'm going to be talking about that too, the kind of history. And you know what? I do have to say, Super 7, who has picked up the actual license for the Mattel line of Masters of the Universe. Yeah, I really appreciate and thank them for continuing this line, because one of my favorite series of all time, Masters of the Universe. I really love the fact that that they're bringing them back. And again, this is a continual reissue from Mattel over and over again. But you know what? When I have the time to actually start collecting this on a regular basis, I really do plan on doing it. So guys, look forward to the review, and yeah, I hope you guys will enjoy that. Most of the shopping I did was for exclusives and some trinkets which I really thought were rare and I really wanted to pick up just because they really work well with my own aesthetic, like, you know, Robotech and all these great 80s cartoons and collectibles. But there was one thing, and I'm not really a big collector of art, and I love the artwork, and I really appreciate what artists can do because they're so talented. But truthfully, it's hard for me to appreciate fan art because it's just so subjective. It's one of those things which is hard to really grasp, because people's interpretations of characters, sometimes it escapes me. But I do appreciate and love characters from anime and the way certain people draw them. When I was passing by one artist booth, I really had to just sit back and admire the kind of work that he was able to do, particularly with this character, because this is a series which is dear and near to my heart, and I really do love this. And this particular artist, his name is Vince Riley. He did an amazing rendition of Pris from Bubblegum Crisis. I know it's a little hard to see in the cellophane here, but my God, I was so stoked when I saw this. I was passing by his booth and I had to stop. There wasn't that many fan art with anime around. I was really very kind of bummed about that. But when I saw this rendition of classic Bubblegum Crisis artwork for Pris, I had to stop and I just had to pick it up. As you can see, it depicts Pris in her hard suit with the wonderful little translucent see-through effect that they actually used in like episodes 6 and episodes 5 and 6 for Red Eyes and Moonlight Rambler. Really great stuff. And I just, this rendition of it was near perfect. I love the way it looked, and you know, Vince captured exactly what I thought and love about the series. Now, he did an entire collection of these, and one day I hope to go back and pick up the rest, but for now I had to pick up Pris because I couldn't let this one go. This is the full-size version of this. He has like little postcard sizes as well, but I really wanted to pick up this one because I want to be able to frame this and put this on my wall somewhere. I really love this rendition, and I'm going to flash his name and his contact information up on the screen. If you guys are interested in his work, he looks, again, just amazing stuff. If you guys are interested in his work, guys, I really encourage you to support local artists in your community. They really do help and bring out the best that Comic-Cons and geek conventions have to offer. And really, we have to support these guys because they're all starving artists, and they just want to be recognized and appreciated for their work. So guys, please support local artists. This one in particular, Vince Riley, really want to give a big shout out to him. Thank you so much for this wonderful rendition of Pris. I really love it. Well guys, that'll about wrap it up, but oh wait. How could I have forgotten, or nearly forgotten, about this particular gem that I was able to find while I was at San Diego Comic-Con? I gotta tell you, I was never expecting to find anything even related to this particular cartoon. One of my favorites when I was growing up, and I just could not pass it up. It was one of those things where you just sort of pass by and you swear you didn't see it. You thought it was like a flash in the pan and you're like, what happened there? But literally, I passed by the Think Geek booth and I couldn't believe what I saw when I was there. Because the year before, I don't know if any of you guys remember, but I was able to pick up the Star Trek phaser from the original series of Star Trek, and that was a really cool one. I still have to do a review on that, by the way. I'm kind of behind on that, but I really want to do a review on that. But while I was at Think Geek this year, I just could not believe I saw this, and I had to pick it up. It is the Last Unicorn statue. Guys, the Last Unicorn? Come on. This is a series which, I mean, I never thought I'd even see anything of this. I didn't even know they made figures at all. I really doubt that they did. But this was a movie by Rankin and Bass, based on a book. Oh gosh, I wish I'm going to do a full review on The Last Unicorn, obviously. But I just wanted to touch on the idea that Rankin and Bass made this wonderful series. The cartoon was incredible for its time. It was kind of haunting and really, for me, it left a lasting impression on the animation and the story. A modern day fairy tale at the time. Today we have a lot of modern day fairy tales, but this one, I'm really looking forward to doing a review on this figure. It's more of a statue than anything else, but man, I just could not pass this up. It was an amazing find. I'm so glad that I was able to pick this up. Guys, if you're fans of The Last Unicorn, I hope this is still available on thinkgeek.com. You guys should check it out. Definitely go there and pick them up. You're never going to get anything from Last Unicorn, seriously. So this for me is the crown jewel that I came back with, and I had to have this. Guys, I really hope that you guys are looking forward to my review on The Last Unicorn. At the same time, I'm going to be reviewing this particular statue that I picked up at San Diego Comic-Con. Well guys, there's a quick review about the stuff I brought back from Comic-Con. This year was a bit of mixed emotions for me, as you guys know. Anyone who actually watched my adventures and my little escapades going through waking up super early in the morning, trying to get all these exclusives, running around like a madman with my really good friend David, it really was heartbreaking at times, and at the same time, some triumphs. But I do have to say that, in my opinion, Comic-Con should try and address some of these shortages and things like that. But then again, I start thinking that it's really not Comic-Con's responsibility to, police these things. It's these companies who are making these shortages and exclusives and, limited availability. And I understand the idea of the collector market and the way it's a lucrative kind of thing. It also generates a lot of buzz for the show, and you see a lot of people rushing in and lining up for these big exclusives. But it's kind of rough for me because there were a lot of things which I was really hoping to get, and unfortunately, it sort of fell through. This is the luck of the draw, unfortunately, with collecting, and I'm a little disappointed, true, but I do have to realize, and I think we all should all realize, that you're not always going to get that thing that you want. So those are the life lessons that I had to pull back. It's amazing. I'm this old, and I'm still disappointed at not being able to get that one toy that I was really hoping to get. Those life lessons, I guess, never leave you. Well guys, if you enjoyed this episode, please leave me a like. It really helps me out. If you have any comments or suggestions on anime, pop culture, toys, conventions, or anything else you'd like me to review, please leave those in the comment section below. And please consider subscribing, as it helps YouTube to realize that my channel is growing and that you guys appreciate my work. Well guys, as always, thank you very much for watching. Geek proud. Check out some of the other episodes I've done. You can also follow me on Facebook and Twitter.